Hello everyone, this is Melissa Strickland with Keller Williams Middle Georgia and the Southern Home Sales Team. Have you seen the new Geico commercial on TV about a family that just moved into an HOA community and they are learning what they can't do on their property? It's a funny take on the restrictions of living in an HOA, but there is a lot of truth in it. Are you thinking about moving to a home with an HOA? You should first consider all of the pros and cons of HOA living. What is an HOA? HOA stands for Homeowners Association. The main purpose for creating a homeowners association is to increase property values and to maintain a higher quality of life for its homeowners. The beginning of the association starts with the developer of the homes and subdivision. With the help of the legal guidance, the developer creates governing documents for their new HOA. These documents include bylaws, rules, and regulations, articles of incorporation, and the CCRs, also known as covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Simply put, CC&Rs are the rules you'll have to live by in that community. When residents move in and become association members, they begin to feel a sense of community. The board of directors is made up of neighbors, and if you want to have a say in how things go, you will have to serve on the board. Membership is mandatory, and if you purchase a home within the HOA limits, they collect regular dues. In return for your payments, an HOA offers services and certain amenities, such as a clubhouse, fitness center, private park, tennis courts, sidewalks and street lights, and a community pool. Lots of residents enjoy having these amenities without the responsibilities and liabilities that they would otherwise have without living in the HOA. In your home search, you have a good chance of encountering an HOA property. There are 30 times more HOAs in the United States today than there were in 1970. While many homeowner associations provide well-maintained communities for their residents, others may be poorly managed and overrun with problems. It's important to research and assess the quality of a community's HOA before purchasing a home in the neighborhood. Be sure to request to see the CC&Rs from your realtor or the Homeowner Association's board. To help you decide whether or not an HOA is for you, let's take a look at the pros and cons of HOA living. For the pros, there is often a great sense of community. Some HOAs even host events, which is a great way to meet your neighbors and make new friends. The homeowners tend to have a strong sense of pride in the care for their homes and yards. With restrictions in place, your neighbors can't paint their house bright purple with pink polka dots or let their front yard grow into a wild jungle. If your neighbors haven't cut their grass in several weeks or decided to turn their driveway into an auto repair shop, you don't have to confront them because the HOA will. From barking dogs to loud parties and smelly trash, inconsiderate neighbors often come with a long list of annoying habits. Thankfully, you won't have to awkwardly confront your next-door neighbor if you live in an HOA community. Resolving neighborhood disputes is one of the biggest advantages an HOA has to offer. If you have an issue with a neighbor, you can address it with the HOA. Many HOAs facilitate a neighborhood watch and hire security to monitor the area, which makes it safer overall, and many are in gated communities. When town budgets are tight, some of the first things to get neglected are public pools, parks, community centers, and other amenities. But in a well-managed HOA community, you don't have to worry about your favorite nearby places getting overgrown or falling apart. HOA fees are usually divided into two parts. One portion goes toward monthly expenses, and the remaining money goes into a reserve fund. This reserve fund serves as a safety net to be tapped for emergency expenses that arise when natural disasters or vandals strike, or just the unavoidable wear and tear of amenity. HOAs help ensure a higher retail value for your home when you are ready to sell. With an HOA's guidelines, your new neighborhood will be the best looking one you've ever lived in. Just take a drive through an HOA community and you'll see the proof. Now for the cons. It feels as if Big Brother is always watching you to see if your grass is mowed to the right level, if you planted the right types of flowers in your yard, or if you have a pet that is oversized or of the wrong breed. If you're someone who likes to personalize and design the outside of your home, then living in an HOA community probably isn't for you. Any exterior modification, even a minor one, like a play area for your kids, has to be approved by the HOA. You must submit plans describing the height, colors, location, shape, and materials to the HOA board for approval. They require you to attend to the maintenance of your home almost constantly. If you don't have a lot of time to spend on your home's appearance and lack the funds to hire someone to take care of it for you, the maintenance alone will be enough to discourage your property with an HOA. Your neighbors in an HOA managed community also might be a little too close for comfort. Research shows that HOA homes have about 20% more floor space than those not within an HOA, but they're situated on smaller parcels of land. There are often restrictions on renting out your home. For example, your association may say that only 15% of the homes in the community can be rented, while the others must be occupied by the owners. They can also dictate how much you charge for rent. If you break your HOA's rules, the consequences could be severe, and potentially HOA management could evict you from your property. Being behind in HOA fees or not paying penalties may result in foreclosure of your home, even if you're not behind on your mortgage. Fees can be raised at any time. There may also be situations when the HOA proposes to do something for the benefit of the community, but doesn't have the funds to do so. In that case, the HOA can actually impose an assessment on each homeowner in the subdivision. Currently, 70% of HOAs are underfunded, which means the odds of escaping extra fees aren't in your favor. The assessments you owe is just another added expense for you to consider when factoring how much home you can afford. While many HOA communities are well maintained, there are always a few bad apples, in part because board members tend to be volunteers with a paying day job or other personal obligations, and there is only so much time that they can dedicate to overseeing matters. Several characteristics of a poorly managed HOA include failing to enforce parking rules, allowing public access to amenities, and failing to fix broken walkways or stairs. A management company is often hired to help set and guide the association rules, which some worry is given over control of their properties and community to a company that is managing several others and has no personal tie to the community. Your HOA fees could be expensive. If you're not someone who cares about having a swimming pool or gym, then these high fees could be a waste of your money. If a home comes with high HOA fees, make sure to ask for a list of everything included in the price. Restrictive covenants differ from community to community, but these are some you can expect to see that we have not covered yet. The types of window coverings that face the street, limitations on the type of security lights you can attach to the house, controls on installing sporting equipment such as a basketball hoop in the driveway, restrictions that limit vehicle storage, business vehicles, or RV parking, rules on commercial or business uses of land reserved for residences, the types and dimensions of your fencing. For instance, that fences should be black aluminum residential grade with posts spaced 6 feet apart, and in which area you can place the fencing, what type of fertilizer or sprinkler system you can use in the yard, the size and composition of any garden you'd like to have, and even the dimensions of a required way to post a for sale or for rent sign. HOAs don't like to meddle, but assure that everyone is following the rules to maintain the highest property value for your home. HOAs can be a homeowner's best friend, and a sense of community is always great. If all of these rules seem reasonable to you and are in line with how you are likely to maintain your home anyway, an HOA community is probably the right fit for you. For a list of communities with an HOA here in the Middle Georgia area, please leave your contact information below or call and text me at 478-919-8106. As always, thanks so much for joining us, and please subscribe to our channel for all things real estate related here in the Middle Georgia area. Thanks again. Bye.